we had in New Jersey, the diesel thing is not together with the gas. It's a different thing. No, I'm just like pissed off that they charge you for that.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Palabraman Saparivalekacharya Stotara Saturasana Divided Praise Bhakti Yoga Maharaj ki Jai. Young Vishnu Palabraman Saparivalekacharya Stotara Saturasana His Grace Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Navadvitam ki Jai. Acharya Maharaj ki Sajnana Maharaj ki Jai. Sankirtan Tyagya ki Jai. Sadhu-Sanga ki Jai. Bhakti Puri Maharaj ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. Please. Next from me.
I'll pass it down. Do you want me to hold it open for you? Do you want me to hold it open?
No, it's all right. Which page is that? We have any?
38.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sarajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sivisakam Vichancha Omam Yanadimiranasya Yananyana Salakaya Chakshur Militandina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Pujasi Shri Vargavandita Mahavamita Yasada Paramarya Parampara Prachalita Prayakramosta Grite Bhakti Marani Harasya Nivritam Sarasakam Sadaram Vande Sri Guru Ramamata Susana Atmajavaryaniyam Guruvadistas Purakam Guru Gunayrashi Shambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipunan Sri Rupa Pantamugam Vivinda Vidam Jarambakanam Bhaktyam Vitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guncha Vidya Bhagavatrena Vijapradam Divani Vyatam Chanda Vadanam Balarka Chalanchitam Chandrananda Prasade Kavarana Varidya Vidya Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Vidhi Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Param Vanditam Subhamadeka Saranam Yasiswaram Sridharam Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidita Gaudiya Brahmaye Matavanurya Pratega Ganeja Gaura Sankirtanai Mayavati Migdalara Gatanadritya Jivanimam Krishna Prema Swadhigana Sukam Pratramam Tambaye Namo Gaura Kisaraya Bhakta Murtaye Gaura Giri Bhanga Pringaya Bhakta Baba Nishehine Vande Bhakti Vinodam Sri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Sastraga Sangrayam Natharasa Swadhitim Gaura Brajastri Sesai Vaishnava Vande Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premasamrita Vaishnavam Vansha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhyacha Paditanam Bhavanelu Vaishnavi Namo Namaha Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhakta Vataram Bhakta Kyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavanjaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Nigaura Visesha Maha Jayata Sanataupan Gaur Mama Mandana Tergati Masarvasa Padambujo Ramadana Mohano Divavindarani Karkavimada Simarranagara Simhasanastau Srirangara Srigavinda Devo Kristavivi Srimai Smarani Sriman Rasarasarani Vansiva Tatatastita Tatsa Vena Sunai Gopir Gopinata Sriyastunaha Vrindanyai Tulasi Devyai Priyai Te Sabasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Akanata Mantra Gurum Gurum Bhagavatartalam Yasan Jagat Guru Nata Atmanujana Vyaye Yasa Parida Sri Guru Gorani Randarva Govinda Sundara Parasana Yestu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasudeva Guru Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare the next day?
105.
Prayers.
Amara jivana sada paperata nahika punyera lesa.
Amara jivana sada paperata nahika punyera lesha.
Parere udvega diyachi yekata diyachi jivere klesa.
Parere udvega diyachi yekata diyachi jivere klesha.
Niya sukha lagi pape nahi dari daya hina satapara.
Nija sukha lagi bhakti nahi dhari daya hina satapara.
Pare sukhe dukhi sada mitya basi para dukha sukha kara.
Para sukhe dukhi sada mitya vasi para dukha sukha kara.
Asesha kamana hide maye mora vidamba parajana.
Asesha kamana hidi maje mora kodi gamba paryana.
Mada mata sada visaye mohita himsa garbha vibhushana.
Mada mata sada vishaye mohita hisa garva vibhushana.
Nidralasya hata sukhaye virata akarye ujogiyami.
Nidralasya hata sakhaye virata akharye ujogiyami.
Pratistha lagi ja satya charana lobha hata sadakami.
Pratisthana satya charana lobhata sarakami.
Ena duryana sayana varjita aparathi nirantara.
Ihena dvarjana sajana varjita aparaji nirantara.
Suvakarya sunya sadanartha mana nana dukhe jara jara.
Subhakarya sunya sadhana tamana nana dukhe jara jara.
Balya ke ekana upaya vihina tate vina akinchana.
Vana ke ekana upaye vihina tate vina akinshana.
Bhakati vinoda prabhura charane kare dukha nivedana.
Bhakati vinoda prabhura charane kare dukha nivedana.
Amara jivana sada paperata nahika punyera lesa.
Amara jivana sada paperata nahika punyera lesha.
Parere udvega diyachi yekata diyachi jivere klesa.
Parera udvega diyachi ekata diyachi jivera klesha.
My life is always engrossed in sin. There is not a trace of piety within it. I have caused others so much anxiety and trouble.
I'm never afraid to engage in sinful activities for the sake of my own happiness. I am merciless and selfish. I am a perpetual liar. I am saddened by the happiness of others and pleased by the sadness of others.
There are unlimited sinful desires within the core of my heart. I am angry and arrogant, always maddened with vanity, infatuated with mundanity, and ornamented with malice and pride.
I am subdued by laziness and sleep, averse to performing good deeds, and eager to perform sinful deeds. I engage in deceitful behavior in pursuit of prestige. I am ruined by greed and constantly covetous.
Such a sinner as I is shown by devotees and is a constant offender, and devoid of virtuous motives, always intent upon evil, and racked by various miseries.
Now aged and devoid of any means of deliverance and last, destitute and distressed, Bhakti Vinod submits this remorseful confession to the Lord's feet.
God. Is there anything else that you want to say?
I have a suggestion. Why don't we read in English what we read from 38?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
you can.
Vandana. Huh?
Is,
The first one that we
yes,
We can read this one too, right?
yes, you can.
Try longer paragraphs, but
Yeah, it's a little long. That maybe it only is.
well, maybe something else. You know the book. You choose.
Well, the first one is very important because I offer my obeisance unto the lotus feet of my guru, the predecessor gurus, the Lord devotees, Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatan, Sri Raghunath, Sri Jiva, Sri Rupa's followers, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Dev, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev's associates, Sri Radha Krishna, Sri Lalita Devi, Sri Vishaka Devi, and other associates. And then this next one is I offer my obeisance unto Sri Gurudev, who has opened my eyes, which were blind by the darts of ignorance, with the subtle divine knowledge. That's what we recite for the Guru. So we are like the ignorance is like blindness. I don't see what I'm doing. So the Guru removed that blindness so I will see what is good and what is not right. That's what it is. The rest are different gurus, but this is very long, maybe it will take a while to. But then the other one that we use also is for the devotees, Vancha Kalpatarivascha, Kripa Sindhu Devacha, Patitanam Pavanilur Vaishnaviva Namaha. We do obeisance to all the devotees. To say again and again, I offer my obeisance unto the Supreme Lord devotees, who are saviors of the fallen, oceans of mercy, and wish-fulfilling trees. And then but this is something that I recited at the beginning in the temples. That's what those prayers. So in absence of Sripad Puri Maharaj, in absence because we feeling this here because this is program, but it's in physical absence we read from the books. And we can participate, we can ask questions, so it's not like it's just a reading, but we can participate, that's the idea. I don't have any special thing to read, but from this book from Bhakti Yoga Maharaj, I select some chapters that they are interesting, you can read from there, and then we can participate, we have a question or something we can elaborate, or we can do that. So today a little informal. This book is called Affectionate Guidance from Srila Bhakti Yoga Maharaj. And we are reading some of the chapters. Chapter 3, Secure at Home. So is the body asking a question? The question is.
Who is asking the question?
The body. They only say question. It doesn't have a name. So it's somebody asking a question. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it says that the jiva soul, when in the spiritual world, is perfect, but when in the material world is fallible. So the question is, how come that the soul in the spiritual world is perfect, but when you come here, it's not perfect? Make mistakes. Therefore, my question is, how can the infallible a spiritual soul change his perfect nature, thereby falling into the material world. Because it's supposed that we come, the souls are not coming from this material world, we're coming from somewhere else. And the question is that, it's how it's perfect and now it's not perfect, what happened? So the answer is this. There is the spiritual world and the material world. But in between them is the middle section, the abscissa. So it's something in material world, a spiritual world, and something in between. It's like you see the ocean, you see the sky, you see the ocean and the horizon. The horizon doesn't exist, but it's a separation from the sky and the ocean. So that middle point is where we come from. That we'll explain here. There is Maya Shakti. Shakti is energy, an energy of Maya. Jiva Shakti and Swarup Shakti.
What is the...
Shakti means
No,
energy.
no, the last one?
Swarup Shakti.
What is that one?
Well, they will explain here.
Uh-huh.
Maya Shakti is the garden of the material world. And Swarup Shakti is the garden of the spiritual world. But the Jiva souls are being produced from the middle portion, the Jiva Shakti. So actually we are not coming from the spiritual world. We're coming from the middle. We were in the middle point, and we have the option to go there and to come here, and they say, oh, I want to come here. Now we are here. And now we try to get out. Originally, the Jiva souls are coming from the middle potency, and by nature they are generally looking towards the light coming from the spiritual world. The material world is dark, and are going there to the spiritual world. But a few of the Jiva souls are unfortunately looking towards the mundane world. So the Jiva soul is like a small sparkle of light, and the spiritual world is full of light, and the material world is dark. But when we see, okay, if I go to the spiritual world, I am nobody. Because a lot of light, one small light there is nothing. But material world is so dark, and when I go there, I am something. I am somebody. And then we make the wrong decision, we make the wrong turn. When you have the GPS, you go right or left, you say we go the wrong one. So that's why we are here. They are attracted by that, and that is who we are. And that percentage is very, very small. So majority of the souls are in the spiritual world. Only a few we are here. By far, the greater percentage are going toward the spiritual world. Those who are looking towards Maya are feeling, oh, we are the soul, we are light, but there is darkness, and we are master of the dark world. So we want to be master of this world. It is their misfortune. They are attracted and are coming towards Maya. The Jiva souls are produced from the middle section and are very tiny, and therefore some are attracted by Maya, although most are attracted by the light, the spiritual realm, and are going there. Also, there are only a few who are coming here. Still, that means crores and crores, millions and billions of Jiva souls coming here. Even they are only a small percentage, still they are plenty. But that is few compared with the whole spiritual universe. So in comparison, it's not so many. The Jiva souls, the fallen Jiva souls are coming here from the middle portion, but there are others who are coming from the light section, but they are not fallen. So that means that in this world, some people come from the spiritual world to get some relief, to get people out. So some that the special people, they are coming here just as a visitor. That they are coming to try to help us. They are not part of this material world, but they look like they are. They have a body like us, they eat, they get old, but they are not part of this.
Maybe these are the people who were like known by others. Like I had a friend, and everybody said that he was the extraordinary human being, and he was helping everybody. So I guess this is kind of a soul from that world.
Yeah, it's like, for
And
example,
to help others.
if you have in a jail, they have the people that are inside the jail, they can come out. But somebody from outside can go and visit the prisoners. But it doesn't mean that he's a prisoner too. He's just visiting. He have a pass, he can visit somebody and then can get out. Very easy. But, I'm sorry.
I think it's important to also understand that Maya, which is this world of darkness that we're talking about, it's not that it's like, here's Maya separate from the spiritual world, like there's two different planets or something like that. Everything is part of Krishna, right? Krishna is the right. That's why God is the supreme being, because there's nothing outside of God which would oppose God, therefore making God not the supreme being. So everything is from Krishna, and all Maya means is like Sripad was saying, wants to be the master of this dark world. That's the key there, because what makes you come into Maya is you want to be the master of yourself. You want to control everything around you. You want to be the master. But in the spiritual world, what the perspective is, and the correct perspective is that everything we have is to be used in service to the Lord. We're like Nassau St was saying, we're the marginal potency. We're in the middle. We're on the shore, like you were saying, the horizon line. And we have the option to use our free will to be our own enjoyers and fall into Maya, or to go and serve the Lord only by His mercy, by these beings of light, like Nassau St was saying, from the Guru and Parampara. And they're coming and giving us an opportunity to surrender and learn how to dedicate things into service, and that's how you come out of Maya. But it's all one reality. It's just a matter of consciousness. Do you want to be the enjoyer yourself and be caught in Maya, or do you want to surrender and try to develop this humility and ultimately actually have the most enjoyable experience of sat-cit-ananda, which is bliss, eternal bliss and knowledge. And that's only found in the spiritual realm of dedication through service.
Okay, amongst these jiva soul, they are not fallen, but they are in this material world, are the sadhu. Sadhu means like a person like is enlightened, like a devotee, a guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan, and many avatars. Avatars means the one who descends. So Krishna sometimes sends avatars from him, or partial avatars. But these avatars also are not part of this material world. They come only to visit. They are coming here in order to take the jiva soul towards the world of light. Whoever goes to the light world, the spiritual world, doesn't not come back to this plane as a fallen soul, but sometimes may come down by the will of Krishna in order to rescue the fallen jiva souls. That is the only way that they will come here, to rescue us. Whoever is serving in the transcendental world does not come back here. Only by the will of Krishna someone may come here, but that is not a falling down. We can also see the case of Jaya and Vijaya. This is a case of two devotees. They were gatekeepers in the spiritual world, but some pastime of Krishna wanna fight with somebody. Like Krishna sometimes wanna fight. And they make a song story, like they have some.
I think my parents are outside.
Yeah, sure. They come to this material world as a demons, and then Krishna was fighting with them, but that was a pastime. It's like they came to help the pastime. They were Vaikuntha gatekeepers and came down here, but by the will of Krishna, and they went back also. Anyone who is living in the spiritual world or who goes there does not come back here. Jat Gatwana Nivartante. Whoever is living there is always living there, and they will only come back from that world in order to rescue the jiva soul from this plane and take them to the spiritual world. it's like a rescue team. That's it.
Mhm.
They come to rescue, convince people, say, come with me. And we have free will. It's not like pulling you by force. They give you the invitation. If we accept it or no, or we not accept, it's up to us. There have to be like some mercy,
Accepting Guru did?
Well, yeah, I have a question.
uh,
Now, we are talking about the people who are devotees of Krishna. What about the rest of the world, of the Maya world? Because we have people who are Catholic, who are of different religions, belong to different
yes.
religions.
The thing
What about?
is this. All the original religions came from God. All the
Yeah.
religions. Not like if somebody invents Scientology, is something different. Somebody invent that.
Mhm.
But the major religions came from God.
Right.
But it's like a kind of let's go explain like this. You are a Ph.D. in mathematics. You know mathematics from beginning to the end. But you can give class mathematics to first grade. Or when you go to first grade, you can go with the advanced mathematics. You go with the simple things. This is a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the child starts to learn the number, then you start, well, now you can add numbers, then subtract numbers. And when you go more advanced, divide, multiply, and then you go calculus, geometry, and on and on and on. So Krishna wanna rescue us, but some people are spiritually very in disadvantage. They don't understand anything. So you have to give a religion to help them according to what the position. So give Christianity, Jews, Muslim, this and that, according to the way they can learn. But eventually, if they advance, they will go life after life will be some advancement. So all the religions are true, but they're partial truth. It's like a mathematics is a partial truth, only sum and subtract. Another partial truth is divide and multiplying, geometry, this and that, calculus, and over. So depends on the level, the Krishna will try to attract these people little by little. So Krishna try to rescue people, but depends on how you can learn. If you give a Krishna consciousness to a person, will not accept that, because it doesn't have enough faith. So the faith that he has is only for some things, and if you continue in that religion, he will eventually advance. So that is everything is true, but it's in different levels. That's what that's right. No, it's not like they are wrong. No, they are right, but they are in their own level, so they have to learn that first.
Well, isn't it true that a lot of our acharyas consider Jesus as a Shakti avatar? Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a regular person. It has to be somebody powerful to, after 2,000 years, they talk about him. It's not like anybody can do that. I mean, it has to be somebody special. But
you know that there are some people who are Christians who, when you mention to them the word Krishna, they like.
Well, because
here's
the thing, right? So when you're having the impression that Krishna and Hinduism, like all these really generic, low-level understandings of what Krishna consciousness is presenting, if you're not having any proper explanation, then you're going to think of this as like a polytheistic, right, where there's not, Krishna is the god of this, and then you have the god of that, and the god of that, and you have no real understanding. Krishna is the name of one of the names of the infinite names of God. This is what we're finding in Veda.
I try to explain to people that, but a lot of them, they do not take it. And
they
I'm not
okay,
I'm not going to go for.
They don't have the karma for that. They don't have the sukriti, the devotional merit for that. But all Krishna is one of the infinite names of God. Veda is shown, it's called Anantarup, infinite form. Otherwise, anything else beyond infinite form is to place a limit on what we're saying is unlimited. So it's just misconception. It's not that It's just misconception. That's it.
We are reading from a book because Puri Maharaj is sick.
Yeah, he's a little sick.
So we didn't come, so he said, let's go read from a book, and then
Nice.
even some interaction. And,
Good, good.
We have an advanced class.
I love that.
So we can prepare for better next time when
Yeah.
Puri Maharaj is here.
She will be impressed.
let's go continue. Anyone who is living in the spiritual world or who goes there does not come back here. Jad Katwana Nivartante. Whoever is living there is always living there, and they will only come back from that world in order to rescue the Jiva soul from this plane and take them to the spiritual world. Those who are living in this world are the fallen souls, but there is no possibility for those who are living in the transcendental world to come back here as fallen souls. Only they may return here by the will of Krishna. Like Jesus Christ that we hear that, he's not a fallen soul, he only came here to rescue people. But people, they don't understand, and they kill him and all that. So that's the mentality of the people. They don't understand anything.
He came over to fulfill his mission.
Everything there is the will of Krishna. It may be offense or anything, but it is all happening by his will. One who is living here can go there, and once going there, he will not return. It's like a one-way, non-return. Even the return, they will not return the fallen person. He just as a visitor. Not only the perfect Jiva soul may come here by the Lord wish, but also the transcendental plane can come here and play here. So we say like Vrindavan and Navadvip, they are the transcendental plane. They only show here like a show, but they come from, that is a spiritual plane. Krishna with his whole paraphernalia comes down to this mundane world, and they play here, but the play is the play of the transcendental plane. Transcendental means infinite. The transcendental plane is always infinite. Krishna can go anywhere and do anything, so he can come down to this plane. Also, he can expand any place and can contract any place. Everything is possible, and that is the meaning of transcendental. Because material world, everything is limited. But unlimited means that we can expand it or contract it more than it is. But the spiritual world, it can. So a person can go from one point to another point that is maybe materialistically 300 miles, can go in a second. Because it can expand or contract. It's not limited. Anyone living in this mundane plane who does not have a permanent residential permit for the spiritual world may fall down even though he may have attraction to that plane. Up to and including the stage of Mahabhagavata, there is always the possibility of going down again in this mundane world. A Mahabhagavata is like a big devotee, can also fall down, but not from the transcendental world. When the transcendental world comes here and appears to be attracted to this world, it's not attachment really. It may appear to be attachment, but there is no possibility for the transcendental to be mixed with the mundane. Madhyakshana prakriti suyache sacharacharam, Bhagavad Gita 9:10. Maya, the mundane plane, is always like a shadow, but the abscissa is everywhere, otherwise there cannot be both light and shadow. So the abscissa is like at the middle point. Maya is like the material world is like a shadow of the spiritual world. It's like they call it as a reflection of the shadow. That the original thing is there in the spiritual world, but we see here is a reflection of the shadow of that. In the middle, there is always an abscissa, Tatastha Shakti. And that is where the Jiva souls are coming from by the will of Krishna. Krishna is looking at the Jiva Shakti. Talingam Bhagavan Sambur is showing his vision of Jiva Shakti, and there the Jiva Shakti are immediately active. So Krishna, with the vision, activated the jivas. Also, ultimately, it is the ray of Krishna, but actually the ray of Narayan. So Krishna doesn't have to do all these things. A form of Narayan, that is the form of Krishna, they do this. Really, Krishna is not interested in doing that. Rather, he is playing with his paraphernalia and is not interested about the mundane plane. What he is producing is transcendental. He has no connection with Maya. But Narayan, Vishnu, is always in the middle portion. So it's through Narayan or Vishnu that we, the Jiva soul in the Tatastha Shakti, are still to be active. The upper level of the spiritual world is Krishna Loka. So the spiritual world also has levels. It's not like everything is the same. They have lower portion and upper portion. And the upper level is Krishna Loka. The lower level is Brahma Loka. And the middle portion is the area of Vishnu, Narayan, and many avatars. In that section are Karanado Kasai Vishnu, Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu, Shiroda Kasai Vishnu, Purus avatars, Lila avatars, Yuga avatars, and many more. So different kind of incarnation, the origin from Vishnu came from that portion, the middle portion. Each of these worlds is transcendental and infinite. Where Nrsimhadev is staying is also the transcendental world and is infinite. But with our puppy brains we cannot imagine. It is called Achintya Shakti. It is beyond Prakriti, beyond our thinking. Achintya is inconceivable. Like we don't, with our knowledge from this material world, we can't conceive what is there. So it's Achintya. It's beyond our reason, beyond our experience. At the same time, Krishna can take his food through his mouth, through his hand, through his feet. So it's not limited to taking like from the mouth. He can take it from different part of his body.
It's an absolute nature, right?
It is so. In the mundane world, we cannot think that it is possible. But it is true in the transcendental world. The transcendental world is infinite. Where Krishna is staying, there is that transcendental world and infinite. Similarly, is so with Ramachandra and other incarnation of Krishna. Everywhere it is transcendental, but we are unable to think of such things. That is called Achintya. So it's not conceivable. All the worlds are infinite, but we cannot accommodate that within our puppy brain. This is not possible. But everybody can clearly understand all these things because he has a strong faith. So with faith we can understand these things. No with our brain. It's not like I have a Ph.D. and I can understand this thing. No, it's faith, no brain. When Krishna says this is a rope, then certainly this is a rope. But if Krishna says this is a snake, then oh yes, it is a snake. So we have to follow what he says. So what we perceive is what Krishna tells us to perceive. That's why we are so confused in this material world, because we see things in one way that is not the right thing.
Sripad Puri Maharaj mentions in regards to this a lot. It's not to create the conception that spiritual life is irrational, because some people may, interpret that as there's no rationale behind it, there's no logic behind it, which is not the case. But this element of faith is necessary to enter into this area which is fully rational, but in order to enter into that you need to have some surrender, because it's a descending process of revelation. Like whenever you're talking about things in the transcendental realm, spiritual realm, which is the infinite, we're the finite, and it's irrational to think that the finite can try to approach the infinite, because actually we are finite and we're surrounded by the infinite. We cannot approach it, we're just in it. So it's only through a descending process, and even that alone, that is rational. This is what Sripad Maharaj is saying. This is from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, from Srila Swami Maharaj, and you can even see in that that itself is very rational. Obviously, we are finite, no question, and we can't approach the vastness of the entirety of creation. It's very rational. So, but for it to be a descending process, also the fact that this life comes from life, right? Which is one of the big things that specifically the Institute is talking about to the scientists, because Krishna is Adi Purusha, the original person, the origin of all life, and life pervades the entire creation. It's not like the scientists think in present day, where everything is just matter and dead matter, and life is the result of random occurrences. That's what they think. Life is random. As matter does random things, life appears somewhere. That's basically what they think. But actually, life is coming from life is rational, is empirical, because we see that a mother has to have life in her to give birth to a new life. If she was dead, she could not conceive, she could not develop a child, she could not give birth to a child. But all the matter is still there, but the life isn't there. Also, matter is coming from life. You're seeing a tree, like a little seed, be planted and grow into a very massive tree, because the life in the seed is producing the matter. Right? And I'm only bringing this up to show that these things that are transcendental, it's purely rational, but it's only through the revelation of Gurudev, the parampara, through this kind of descending system, that we're able to access that rational system. And that's why it's only necessary to have faith, and you can't just access it by picking up a book and trying to, wedge your way into it with the mind, because it's above the mind.
At present, we don't have the transcendental type of knowledge, but when illusion will leave us, then we will sure be able to see everything in the proper way by Krishna's grace. With our thought, we may be able to go to the opposite side of the world and think what is happening there, but the transcendental plane is above and beyond the mind. Sometimes, if we see the transcendental plane, we may find that we are too close to see clearly, but can focus better from far away. If I hold a newspaper too close to my eyes, cannot focus on the print, but from a proper distance I can read it clearly. So if I can put a book here, I can read. I have to put it here. So sometimes we need some distance to focus on what we are looking for. Proper adjustment is necessary with everything. We may want to see what pastimes are going on in Vrindavan and this moment, but we cannot. The morning, the evening, and all things they are going on transcendentally. First, we must go there, get entrance there, and then we shall be able to see everything. By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra without offense, we should be able to see everything as clear as daylight. Otherwise, we cannot understand the infinite nature of the transcendental world. If you can think you can make a garland out of all the peaks of the Himalayas and the peaks of all the mountains of the world and offer it to Krishna, and if you think that you can make a robe out of a spider webs and bite an elephant, then you may be able to understand something of that plane. Something like if it's like a completely out of the mind, that is impossible. If you think that is possible, then you can understand something about the spiritual world. Because otherwise you will say, no, it's not possible, it's not possible. You have to think out of my mind. That's what it is. So it's necessary to think it's not necessary to think too much. But instead, our main attention is to try to chant Hare Krishna properly. That is our main channel to go there, and this is our one hope. So actually, to receive to get some knowledge, you have two different ways. One is the ascending process, like if you go to college and you read some books and you start to put things in your brain and you start to know something about anything in this material world. That is the ascending process. But if you try to get that kind of knowledge to know something about the spiritual world, doesn't work. So it's the opposite way. It has to be descending process. I surrender, and if I have some faith, the knowledge will go from up to down, will come to me in my heart. And then I will understand something from that. It's the descending process. So that's what I call, that is Krishna was saying that is a revelation. The truth is revealed in my heart. When I have the proper faith, that truth will come to me through the via of the Guru and the sadhus. And that is the correct knowledge. The ascending process is the speculation and proof and try, sometimes make mistake and then try again. And I don't know if I get it right or wrong. But the descending process is the perfect, because the knowledge comes from the spiritual world to the material world, and it's the perfect knowledge. So we trust more that kind of knowledge that the descending process than the ascending process. Ascending process is limited.
But
It's-
isn't that
it's
what we are
working,
doing
yes,
right now? We're
but
doing
it's
the
a try
ascending
and-
process
Hmm?
right now. We're doing ascending process in order to descend.
No, Sadhu-Sanga, right? This
This is like a,
Sadhu-Sanga is descending process.
it's like a surrender. You surrender and you listen and you accept that in your heart, and that is descending.
But
You
what
can
I'm
prove.
saying, we are doing this in order to go
So,
to descend. Because we are not
descending.
acquiring
Oh,
knowledge.
Hare Krishna. No, this descending is meaning.
Yeah.
Descending is not us. We're not
Yeah,
descending.
yeah.
Descending from. So what we're doing, right,
Uh-huh.
is gathering Sadhu-Sanga for the association of Sadhu,
Mhm.
Vaishnava, right?
Mhm.
And we're reading right now from Srila Govinda Maharaj, Acharya, Sadhu, Acharya, Vaishnava, right? It's all descending. He's speaking about what his guru has said to him, what they are
Mhm.
practicing. So this is how it's descending through parampara. It's not that, if we had never had the association of sadhu and we found this book and we read it, and I mean it's even hard to make an example because this book is written by an acharya, but it's more
Mhm.
like if we tried to get the Veda itself, and then we learned Sanskrit somehow and we were reading the Veda, and now we're saying, yes, I will do this, I don't need any teacher to show me, I'm just gonna get the pure knowledge. That's ascending,
Mhm.
and that's limited. That will get you somewhere, but that somewhere
Mhm.
is far off from what you're actually trying to do.
Mhm.
And this is from the sadhus, from acharyas.
Okay.
It's like anything else. If, for example, you find like a machine that you never saw before, and you try to learn by yourself how it thing works, it's not easy to look for the person who created that machine and asking how it works. It's better, right? Otherwise, you can start to take parts and this, and what is this for? And it's a waste of time. If you go to the person who invented that, and say, can you explain this, how it works? And then we'll explain to you. The descending process is that, accept authority, the creator. So the creator is Krishna. Krishna will give me the information. Whatever comes from there is truth and is accurate. The other process is material. Because we depends on our senses, they are defective. If you turn off the light, you don't see anything. You can get blind, you cannot see, my ear only hears some things, my smell the same, and my brain is limited too. So whatever I do with all these senses and the brain is limited. So the limited cannot reach the unlimited. It's impossible. So the unlimited can reach the limited by mercy. So that's why we try the descending process. We're reading another chapter of this book. They call it chapter 5 is affection. We need good association. Then affection will grow. Otherwise, the fitness will not come up for us to progress in the higher planes. First, a relationship will come through association. And when a relationship is formed, affection may come. It is first necessary to have a relationship with Guru and Vaishnava, the devotee of God. Otherwise, affection cannot be ours. Here, we must know that regard for Guru and Vaishnava is necessary before affection. So we have to start a connection and then affection will come after. Then progress will come to us. Adau sratha tata sadhu-sango ato vayana kriya tato na anartha nivriti shat tato nishta. Affection comes to us through nista, then ruchi. Divine relationship is always closely connected with Sadhu-Sanga, association with a saint or pure devotee of God. But before that, sratha or faith is necessary. To have a good association, we need some faith. Otherwise, we don't know who is it real good association or not. So we don't have some faith, it's like impossible. If faith is firm, then we can try to have a relationship with the sadhu, and through the association of the sadhu, learning to serve with devotion and becoming purified of evils, a higher or plain affection may come to us. But it's first necessary to go through 3 or 4 stages before affection. Still, it may come to some immediately. Affection is within everyone, and it can grow without any cost. Even in this mundane world, we can sometimes see that from the very first day of meeting, some people are very good friends. Just from the first day, that happens. As soon as they see each other, affection comes immediately. Similarly, it is also possible in spiritual dealings, but before that, some sukriti or good fortune must work in the background. So to find a good devotee, a genuine devotee, we need some sukriti. Because otherwise, maybe standing next to me and I don't see it. the sukriti is like a vision that you can see. Otherwise, like it feels something in my heart, like it feels some natural affection for somebody. That's the kind of sukriti. When practicing a spiritual life, doing what we call sadhana is like a regular things that you do like every day, like chanting japa, do some prayer, things like that. It's like a sadhana bhakti. At that time, it's necessary to have the association of the saintly devotees. Through the association, regard grows within and hankering arises. Actually, hankering gives affection, but until we have real hankering for the divinity, it remains suppressed. After purification, firmness will come, and from that ruchi or taste for the divine will come. And from ruchi, affectionate relationship begins. But all these things are attained through association of the saintly devotee. Without that association, divine serving activity is not possible. So we don't have association and do it by myself, it's like very difficult. The association is very important. When one is not qualified, the proper serving may not be accomplished. In an unqualified way, one's mind may wander at random thinking, this is perfect, so we can, like in my mind, try to see the things in one way. But because one is living in the environment of illusion, it will not be real service. No doubt, by good fortune, it may be sometimes correct, but generally, it will not go in the correct line, because the illusory environment will misguide us. So actually we need association, and good association means somebody that can help me. So somebody is in better position than me. That's a good association. Because if the person is not better than me, that's just no, maybe good for him, but not for me. So we need we need help. That's what they try to say. Anor Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan. If we say that Brahman, the spirit, is very great, the idea of greatness will mean something like the sky. Beyond the sky, we have no idea of greatness. But such knowledge will not act there. The transcendental world is completely separate and beyond the knowledge. So generally, we should go the wrong way. This is why the proper association, Sadhu-Sanga, is necessary. There are two kinds of Sadhu-Sanga. Sadhu-Sanga is association with the sadhu, with the devotee. There are two kinds. When we have no person sadhu to associate with, the holy books will help us. But if we have the association of a good sadhu, we can attain the divine goal under his guidance directly. So the association can be with the shastras, with the books, or with the sadhu, like a living chapter. Because he's living chapter, because he's living whatever is saying in the book, he's living. Not everyone will feel affection. Good fortune will work in the background. With a strong good fortune, one can immediately cross over the next three stages after association with the sadhu. But this is possible in very special cases only. Our Guru Maharaj used the word affection, but it's necessary for us to know the line in which he did so. Affection is possible everywhere, even from the lower level to the higher level. Somebody wants to feed others. That is also a kind of affection. He does not want to eat so much himself, but he would rather feed others, and this gives him pleasure. If anybody eats more at that time, the affection of the distributor immediately goes to that person. Another example is that even before a child is born, affection for the child grows in the mother's heart. Even when it's not born, you have affection. That's also a good example. When there is a firm relationship, affection may be established, and the relationship will be firm through the Sadhu-Sanga. Everyone has a relationship with everyone, but feelings are manifest according to the relationship. Even if people may not know they are relatives, by birthright they are an automatic relationship within. Sometimes our Guru Maharaj will say that by Dharma Buddhi, a virtuous attitude, sense control is possible. At that time, a relationship with the higher will also come to us through that virtuous attitude. Affection for the higher will grow if we keep a virtuous attitude. So sometimes they say that we are in this material world. There are so many things surrounding us, and we also have temptation. Our mind always try to give us to the wrong ways. But sometimes if I remember the instruction of my guru, or something I read in Bhagavad Gita, maybe come to my heart, I say, oh, I should not do that. Because that is not right. So it's like a virtuous attitude. So I try to, even I don't have the affection, but I can control my mind with some connection I have from the books or from the sadhu. I know that this medicine is bitter, and my tongue and senses do not want to accept it. So I have to take a medicine, but it tastes bad. And I taste it, I say, that tastes bad, I don't like it. But my intelligence will give me more than that. My intelligence will say, if you take the bitter thing, your health will be better. And I will take it because I see that it will have a benefit. So that's why I say, sometimes my senses try to go many ways, but I say, I should not do it. It may look like it's sweet, or I will like it, but it will be some bad reaction to me. I should not do it. So that they call a virtuous attitude. Then affection comes to us for that bitter medicine. When I feel better, I say, oh, that medicine tastes bad, but it's good. I will continue taking. In this way, we can even try to have a proper relationship. In the Mahabharata, we are told that when we are not sufficiently eager to have a relationship, it can be established by a virtuous attitude. Even if I don't feel affection, but I should think that I should do it because this is good for me. That virtuous attitude is living with us. We may be living in the mundane world, the illusory environment, but virtuous attitude does not forsake us. Otherwise, we will live randomly. We don't live at random. When someone is traveling opposite to my direction, there will be a clash or a crash. If I don't leave some room for him, this is virtuous attitude. Not like we will go blind. We have to see where we're going. That's what the idea. In our life, we have to see where we're going. What I do in my life. When affection is not openly expressed, it is necessary to correct our vision. Then it will come. Sometimes during the time of Srila Guru Maharaj, he will insist on some plan of action according to his desire, but we could not understand his logic. And if we objected, he could not understand our idea either. Still, we follow Guru Maharaj's idea, virtuous attitude. And when the result came, we will think, oh, Guru Maharaj has done so much good for me. It happened many times. Sometimes the Guru can give an instruction. I say, why he's doing this? I think that something else is better. I say, no, that's what you have to do. And if we follow virtual attitude, they say, well, if the Guru say that, I should follow. And then we say that the result is good. So sometimes what our mindset is not right. So that's why I say we should follow the instruction from the Sadhu or the Guru, not the instruction from my mind. Many times I'm right. Sadhu-Sanga, if we can follow it, will give us relief from so many things. It will give a very good result in the future. But all depends upon Shraddha, faith. Adau Shraddha, Tata Sadhu-Sanga. First, faith, then the saintly association is ours. And the translation of Shraddha is more than just faith. It's actually affectionate faith. It's not only faith, it's affectionate faith. It's a little different. It's more than feelings in the faith, no blind faith. It's like more affection. Chanting the holy name is also like this. We are chanting Hare Krishna, but are we really chanting? Or are we just creating completely material sound vibration? Srila Rupa Goswami has described this very nicely. Ata Sri Krishna Namadi Navavet Grahayan Indrijai. How should we chant? Sevam mukhe hi jivadau swayam eva espurati adaha. He will reveal himself. When he is happy with us, he will feel, here is my dancing stage. If we properly prepare the stage, he will happily come to dance on our tongues. Krishna will happily dance. We cannot expect to catch the holy name with our mundane tongue. The holy name is transcendental, and we cannot catch it by the use of mundane senses. That is why Guru Maharaj gave much importance to service life. Seva is service. The attitude of service is necessary. And when we are firm in our service attitude, the stage will be automatically built in our bodies. So many say they are initiated, but have they got real initiation or not? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpana Sei Kale Krishna Tare Kare Atma Sama Antya Lila. When one is initiated by the genuine Guru, because the Guru is none different from Krishna, Krishna will take the full charge of the disciple. And when Krishna does that, nothing mundane can remain. Atma Sama means transcendental. Krishna made him transcendental. When he surrenders to the Guru, Krishna made him transcendental. Sei deha kare chada tara chidana maya. Chinandam damaya. His form appears the same, but is transformed to a transcendental form. We see this devotee is seated here, but his form is transcendental. Sei deha means that body, take a transcendental form. Then aprakrita dehe Krishna charana bhajaya. After that, the disciple does bhajan, divine service, and Krishna accepts his service. So what is the justification for all this? If everyone says it is all false, then will no one take initiation? So another part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita explains to us that this is a certain stage of development. Brahmananda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Bhaya Bhakti Lata Bija. Premno Hi Bija Pradam. The Guru takes the responsibility to give the seed of Krishna Prema, love of God. So we are not to be hopeless. Now we are given the seed. If we plant it properly, it will gradually become transcendental. This is the inner meaning. So this verse, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jiva, is said that the Jiva soul is going in the universe in the Brahmanda. Brahmanda is the universe. And it's going up and down, from the lower planets to the higher planets in the universe. According to my activities, my karma, if I do good karma, I go lighter, because the karma is like heavy. It keeps me down, but I release karma, so I will go lighter and I go to the upper planets in the material world. But when I waste all that good karma, they start to get heavy and start to go down. So the Brahmanda Mamite is like going up and down in the universe. But they say when Kona Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhakti Lataviya, he said by good fortune the Jiva get the conception, the good conception, the Bhakti Lataviya, the seed of Bhakti from association with Guru and Krishna. So it's like a seed, they put it in the heart. And then we have to make that seed grow. We receive the seed, but it's not enough. The seed has to grow, have to create a plant, and it's like the Bhakti. So they have to follow some instruction from Guru, chanting Hare Krishna, and then that plant starts to grow. So we cannot be hopeless. The other day I said that we have two very great gurus. One is Srila Swami Maharaj, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and one is Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakasiddhar Maharaj. So we have no doubt that we have also the real seed. The seed is genuine. We see that all over the world people are chanting Hare Krishna. It is a fact. Everybody knows now. Even in Russia, they know about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Also in Hungary, and this is consciousness was given by Srila Swami Maharaj, and Srila Swami Maharaj considered Srila Guru Maharaj as his Guru. So we have no doubt that we have not only got a great Guru, but we have two great Gurus. They are Karnadhara, they are our guardians. The Guru is the captain of the ship. If we do not follow the order of the captain, that is our defect, not his. So we should now try to plant the seed properly. That duty is called Vayan Kriya, or proper performance of devotional duties and services. Through that, anartha nivriti, or purification, will automatically come. A sense-controlled person is free from mundane attachment. We are fortunate that we have seen many of such souls. But all credit is to my Guru. He can make a crow into a Garuda. No credit is mine. If I feel anything is to my credit, then I fall to the worst position. And such is a sentiment must come from the heart, not just formally. If somebody wants to show I am a Vaishnava, so I must show my humility, that is not Vaishnavism. Humility will come from the heart. That is real humility. So humility is not like a show. It's I have to feel it. If they don't feel it, it's just like something that people believe that, oh, let me see, some people looking at me, oh, let me do this. Like to show, oh, the people, oh, they're so humble. No, humility from the heart, the real humility. Otherwise, it's like a show, it's not a real. Some people, they are very, in India, they probably you will see that some people, they are very creative and they start like crying and this and showing some affection, but actually it's just like pretending. It's like
Acting.
acting. Like when you see an actor you see in the movies crying, or but he's not crying really. Actually, he's not feeling that. He's very good in acting. Some people they are good actors, but the real meat is from the heart. And you know, bottom is 2:32. We can continue reading another one. You have any question, anything in the meantime? This is what we were talking this morning, emotion or devotion? We're talking something about that. Let's go read this one. Emotion, this is chapter 11, emotion or devotion. It's a difference. There is a devotee asks a question. I want to know it is okay to read the higher books by the Goswamis, describing the intimate pastime of Radha and Krishna. So the devotees ask a guru, it is good to read some books that there is a higher pastime of Krishna. It is a very intimate pastime. It is good to read that. So the answer from Srila Govinda Maharaj is this. We are not doing that. In my 42 years with Srila Guru Maharaj, I never once heard him give permission for that to do to us. I know many of the books you are speaking of very well. That is my position, but was somewhat different. Srila Guru Maharaj is a Paramahansa Vaishnava. Paramahansa is a very elevated Vaishnava. And I was his personal servant up until 1983. When I engaged some order for his personal service. At that time, my seva responsibility increased in such a big way that I was unable to always serve Guru Maharaj in person. Still, I was looking after his health. From 1973, I was treating Srila Guru Maharaj as his doctor. Guru Maharaj was so ill that all the doctor had said that no medicine would work in his body. And they were sure that within a few days or a week at most, he would leave his body. So, Bhakti Yoga Maharaj, the one is the other side, he was very sick. And many doctors from in that area, they went to visit him and said, there is no medicine that can cure him. He will die anytime soon. Of course, Guru Maharaj's body is a siddha body, like a pure body. But still, all the most qualified doctors say that it was beyond their capacity to treat him. So Srila Guru Govinda Maharaj was his disciple, tried to see how he can do it by bringing a lot of doctors. None of them giving any answer. Then one day I was taking my bath and I was crying, and I called to Lord Shiva. Oh Lord Shiva, you have said I am your son, and really I feel that I am. You are the master of all medicine. So please, my Lord, give me some medicine for my Guru Maharaj. So Srila Govinda Maharaj was taking a shower. And then, because he was thinking that his Guru probably was passed away soon and he has so much affection, he called for Lord Shiva. He said, I know that his parents, before he was born, they say all his brothers and sisters, they died at birth. So the parents of Srila Govinda Maharaj, they said, the next child that we have, we offer to you, Lord Shiva, they will be your son. If he survives, will be yours. So that's why Srila Govinda Maharaj said, well, I am your son, so please give me some help, because Lord Shiva is the master of all the drugs and medicine. So give me some help. After my desperate prayer, I hear the name of a medicine, and it's from the air. At first, I thought I had mistaken the sound of the water from the shower as the name of the medicine. So I pray again. Please let me hear that name again so that I may be sure. And again the sound of that medicine came. I knew that medicine because at that time I was practicing as a doctor of homeopathy to the people. But until now, I had never treated Srila Guru Maharaj. It was because firstly, I was not always staying with Guru Maharaj, and secondly, I had never considered myself to be a very good doctor. I was able to give some help to the poor, but I felt that was as much as I could do. In any case, after hearing the name of the medicine from Lord Shiva, I felt very free in my mind, and I knew that Guru Maharaj will not leave us now. In the meantime, Haricharan Prabhu called me on the telephone. Srila Guru Maharaj is sinking fast. He has no pulse, only a slight heartbeat, and no blood pressure. It was over the phone. And Srila Guru Maharaj was far away. Everything over the phone. I told him, as a matter of fact, Prabhu, don't worry. I have just now been given a medicine by Lord Shiva. Give it to Guru Maharaj and he will be cured. I am coming right away. I took the last train to Calcutta. It was late, and I arrived at the mat at about 12 o'clock midnight. And when I arrived, I saw Guru Maharaj sitting on his chair and taking prasadam in his own hand. I asked Guru Maharaj, what has happened? Haricharan Prabhu told me you were sinking. And Guru Maharaj replied, yes, I was. But Haricharan Prabhu gave me the medicine that you told me, and now you can see. So over the phone, he said, give me this thing because I'm far away. In the meantime, and when I go there, I will see. When I saw him, he was sitting, eating, and the whole hand, he said, but he wasn't dying. No, this medicine works. Then his pulse came back and blood pressure became normal. And Guru Maharaj said, from this day you will be my doctor. Say, don't trust any more doctor, it will be you. All of Guru Maharaj's doctors consented. But still I was thinking that Guru Maharaj is so great that somebody will chastise me. Why are you not calling the doctor? Why are you treating Guru Maharaj? I was a little afraid, and still I could not consider myself as a very good doctor. Then Guru Maharaj said, all the doctors have already said that no medicine can work with me, so now happily you can treat me. So I became Guru Maharaj's doctor, and after that his main illness was a chronic headache. He has suffered from this headache from the age of 17, and from 22 he became very strong. When Guru Maharaj was suffering with this headache, he could not eat anything. Only he would take water and constantly be thrown up. Sometimes this will last for 3 days, sometimes 6 days, and sometimes up to 12 days. No eating, only throwing water and throwing up. So I began researching, and finally I told Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, now your headache must go. I can treat you and forever it will be gone. All the homeopathic doctors who had treated Guru Maharaj had prescribed nus vomica, it's a kind of medicine, and administered it from 30 to mn potency, but none had the desired effect. As they had all prescribed the same medicine, I conclude that nus vomica must be Guru Maharaj's constitutional medicine. And then went to a allopathic doctor and asked him what is the dosage for nus vomica, mother tincture of allopathy. It was 8 drops maximum. So I decided to give Guru Maharaj 5 drops. When the first sign of headache came, I administered the 5 drops of the mother tincture, and the headache was reduced to a standby position. I was confident that now the headache will go because previously no medicine could check it. The only other medicine that could give Guru Maharaj relief from this condition was kafergot, a type of ergotamine. Ergotamine is a very serious drug, and through taking all that, Guru Maharaj had problems came. But it was only relief possible before now. After about 2 or 3 hours, again the headache came, and so I gave Guru Maharaj 1 full dose of the ergotamine, and again, after about 6 hours, the headache returned. So I started to give him all this medication alternating. So I will skip a little because it's a lot of detail, but it will give you those medications. So it was working, no? But they had to experiment how much you had to give, how many drops, how much concentration. Once Guru Maharaj was suffering from bronchitis, and so Haricharan Prabhu called the top doctor of Navadvip, the president of the district medical board. He came after seeing Guru Maharaj prescribe some medicine. Guru Maharaj flatly told him, no, I will not take your medicine. Govinda Maharaj is my doctor, and only after he comes and say, I will take your medicine. So I will not trust anybody. The doctor was very angry and said, then why did you call me? Guru Maharaj say, I did not call you, Hari Charan called you. So the doctor asked Hari Charan Prabhu, who explained, I called you because Srila Guru Govinda Maharaj said I should. The doctor replied, do not call me again. If Guru Maharaj should not take my medicine, then why should I come? And angrily the doctor left. When I arrived, I asked Guru Maharaj what happened, and he told me the events. So I went to see the doctor. Whenever the doctor was still angry and he said, oh, Govinda Maharaj, you have come. It is not necessary to come. I should not go with you. I shall not see Guru Maharaj as my patient anymore. I told him, you must continue to see Guru Maharaj. Why should I come? He will not take me medicine. No, I said. He will not take your medicine, that is the truth. Is it because you yourself have said that your medicine will not work on him? I am calling you because I am not a very good doctor, and you are the best doctor in all Navadvip, and you will examine Guru Maharaj and give your diagnosis and prescription. Then immediately I can understand from your medicine what homeopathic medicine I should give instead of that. So when I supply the medicine from the doctor, the one that he knows, but the doctor has to say what is wrong with him. This is why I called you, and you have love for Guru Maharaj, so you must come. Then the doctor was clear and said, yes, if that is the cause, then I should come. Anyhow, that was the story. I could not always stay with Guru Maharaj, and so I engaged some other for that. But before that, Guru Maharaj had an older servant, so we heard many things during our association. And not only that, if others desire Guru Maharaj to tell something about the pastime of Krishna, Radharani and others, so we hear from him, but all received us in a very cautious way. Never did he tell us to read Ujjwala Nilamani or similar books, but some things he told us, and I know many slokas from Ujjwala Nilamani, Vidata Madhava, Alita Madhava and others. So all these stories to tell that we should not try to read by ourselves. We have to follow what Guru said. That is, Guru Maharaj had me to study Kavya, Sanskrit composition, and it's necessary to read these verses to understand the many varieties of Sanskrit meter, language, beauty, alankara, etc. But I can say that this special case is not for all. These books are no doubt the supreme books of our Sampradaya, but they are not for all and everyone's reading. If anyone will read these books, then they will come Prakrita Sahaya, and that will be for them. And what will be for them? We do not want to that our brother and sister became that. So we must be very cautious, very serious about our practice in life. You have left everything, your culture, your allegiance to your country, community, your habits, everything you have left to try and practice Krishna consciousness. So you will have to be serious. And you also need the result. The only practice that is not your life's goal, you need the end result, Krishna consciousness. And how will you get that result? It is necessary to first understand this. It's a little long.
We're at 2:45, so.
Maybe try to.
It was so nice to see you.
I want to know how you got in. The doors were locked.
In the front door.
Oh, I went the front door was locked. No? Okay, 'cause I walked around 20, right?
On Chambers Street.
Oh, the other side. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one.
You just got back recently from India. Just a
Yeah,
couple days ago.
I came yesterday. Yeah, yesterday night.
I don't know, the read earlier more or until 3?
Shy.
15 minutes. We are chanting Hare Krishna, but we have not become perfect. Why? We must research this. But it's not happening. What is the feeling not coming inside? So we chant Hare Krishna, but we don't have the feeling. If this were merely a cheating matter, then it would be no problem. But it's not a cheating matter. It is proven in the scripture of India, the Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad, Purana, 5,000 years of culture, and there are munis and rishis who have all got the result. If you study the scriptures like Mahabharata, you will say that all the advices are very good, and you will see that so many have gained the result. Then why we are not getting the result? The time has come to us to know why. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada has come to this world. Srila Guru Maharaj has come. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur has come. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Their books and everything are with us. All the property of Sri Chaitanya Dev Sampradaya is with us. But it is not fruitful to us. Why is this? It is necessary to know. We do not want to cheat anybody. We want to do something good for others. And if we cannot do anything good, at least we will not do anything bad to others. So we must be serious about our practice in life, and that means we must follow the directives given by Srila Guru Maharaj. Before approaching the Rasa Tattva, the serious high pastimes of Sri Radha Krishna, we must prepare ourselves for that. Otherwise, that will not give us the perfect sentiment. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is written, Vikriditam Brajapadubir idam cha Vishnu sadhamvito nuspunuryat atavarnayedja bhaktim param bhagavati tatilavya kamam irrogam asupahinoti achirina dhira. If you hear the pastime of Krishna with the gopis, especially the Rasa Leela, etc., which have been revealed in this mundane world by the grace of Krishna, if you hear with full faith from a bona fide Guru of Vaishnava, and if you subsequently describe that to others, then you will get the topmost supreme devotion to Krishna. The conjugal play of Krishna with the gopis in paramount love, which he tastes in variety of ecstasies, if you hear that, then your heart disease of lust will be expelled forever. So what is it is that we can, when we contemplate a lila, we are getting difficulty and we are going to a hellish position. This we must research carefully. And that knowledge has been given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and especially by Srila Saraswati Thakur. Srimad Bhagavatam has declared that the lost will be driven out of the heart and one's consciousness will come to the level of Krishna Prema. Bodily consciousness will be forgotten and they will be overtaken by Prema consciousness. One must get that position. So why are we not getting it? Harinama is transcendental vibration, not different from Krishna. We are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but in which way shall we chant? The Mahamantra manifests himself by appearing in your heart and dancing on your tongue. But if Harinam is transcendental, then I cannot chant with my mundane tongue. This is the truth. The mundane cannot play with the transcendental. Only when the mundane becomes itself transcendental can it come in touch with the transcendental name. It is very clear. So somehow or another we must take ourselves transcendental. There is a very analogy on the moon. The moon is always in the sky, but sometimes it's obscured by the clouds. Sometimes we can see it, sometimes we cannot. So the position of Harinam is like that. Like the cloud, we are always coming and going. And according to our standard of chanting, sometimes Harinama may reveal a glimpse, sometimes he will remain covered. Then finally, he will reveal himself in our hearts. We are getting some result. Then we can say, yes, it is true. But if we can get nothing, then we will become hopeless and think, why should I spend my time for that? But behind that, we have to see the reason is because I cannot chant properly. We can see that in every religion, there is the chanting of the Lord's name in one form or another. So they cannot all be wrong. So we can understand that there is a great benefit in chanting the Lord's names. There is no doubt. And further, in the scripture of India, it is recorded that if you chant a particular mantra, then you will get this particular result. another mantra, another particular result. The ancient rishis and munis have discovered and proven this. A rishi is he who can discover something in the field of Vedic religion, a Ph.D. of religion, and a muni is he who is successfully practicing the Vedic religion. So the different the rishi is like a PhD, and the muni is the practicer, the one who practices. The rishis and munis are all chanting the Lord's name. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the demigods and gods are all chanting the Lord's name. Then inside of the chanting, like the Nux Vomica, there is the medicine for us. This Krishna Nama is a form of Krishna. And if you chant the holy name of your Lord, then you must get the result. So, what is the process to chant properly? So, Srimad Mahaprabhu has given the threefold process: humility, tolerance, and honoring others. You remember that verse? Pidana peace, Nichana, Karo Ivasa, Hizmuna, Manna, Manalana, Kirtan, Yasahari. So we have to humility, tolerance, and honoring others. If we cannot chant properly, then in some way we are not following that process. It is our ego. We are getting some result, no doubt. Otherwise, we will give up chanting Harinam. Also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, if we cannot avoid the Nama Aparatha, the offense to the name, and in all probability we will not be able to avoid, but if our intention is to try to avoid that, then we should pray to Harinam. Oh Harinam, I cannot properly chant your holy name, so please reveal yourself within my heart and purify me. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, chanting, 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 somehow, in any way, we need to get the attention of the holy name. In this way, we must get the desired result. I can't say it is so. Otherwise, if it were only cheating, then I would have left it long ago. My nature is like that. I do not want to cheat anybody. I cannot beg from anybody. I cannot cheat others. But sincerely, I say to you that you will get that result if you chant in this way, following the process of Mahaprabhu and carefully guarding against making any offense to the Vaishnava. Then we should pray to the Harinam. Oh my Lord, you are transcendental. I am living within this mundane world. I am a jiva soul, and so I am also the transcendental by nature. By due to the misuse of my infinite independence, infinite independence, I am covered by illusion, covered by ego. Please be kind upon me. O Harinam, give me your mercy and reveal yourself within my heart. This must be our mood of prayer. So the ego is from many lifetimes. We have an ego. So it's like an onion that has so many layers. He said to remove one layer, it sometimes takes many lifetimes. So we have to remove layer by layer until we can get rid of that ego. Because there is a real ego that we are servant of Krishna, but that real ego is not easy to get. You have to remove the false ego first.
Sharanagati, only through surrender. Gurudev.
Do you have any questions, any comments to this? We got to, in the absence of Sripad Puri Maharaj, we hope to get him better. We have to, well, at least we do the program in his name, and we were chanting at the beginning, we were reading from this book.
In discussing, we did. In the beginning, we had discussions, right?
So this is my experience, and also what I read also. These books, you can read it 50 times. But every time you read it again, you find something else. Something that you didn't read before. How come? Well, that's what they call it transcendental, the knowledge. Because sometimes it's like amazing that you read the same book and you say, but I don't remember to see it. It's interesting, and then And then the next time I said, oh, something else and something else. So the most we read, we have more, even our question they reveal too. Even we don't have a person, living person like a Puri Maharaj to ask the question directly. Like in today we don't have that fortune to have it with us. We still can read from the books and we get some information too. And we can get some answers too. He was from here, not me. It's not my brain. I'm not taking any credit. I'm just reading. Well, thank you all of you for coming and have the fortune to have the association of you, all of you. So it's time to give prasadam.
Harikatha is very purifying.
That is part of the process too, taking prasadam. You want to take a photo?
Oh,
But you have to be in the room.
Nila Madhava Prabhu called, but my phone is on silent.
You called?
Yeah, but he left. That's why I went out.
He was
So,
outside?
yeah, he said I was there, the door is locked.
He didn't go around?
That's why I called. Maybe another time. I hope you're all well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
He didn't go around to...
he didn't go around now.
Because that's why he
Why
didn't go
did
around.
they all of a
It's
sudden
probably
lock
to
you
do
Because
all
you
help
needed to leave a note on the door.
This is the first time. All these
But
8